thunder, 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 feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder, thunder, feel the thunder, lightning and the thunder, thunder, thunder.
Hello there. We are in the woods today.
No, we are not in the forest. We are actually by the pool again.
It's beautiful, isn't it? Hey everyone, it's Crystal and Calais here for Babes Supporting Babes. Cheers on our beautiful day.
Yes.
And what are we talking about today?
So this episode, Crystal and I are actually very thrilled about. This is all about power, purpose, and passion. So we are going to talk about if you already have found your purpose and your passion in life and business, whatever it is that's driving you, how you can embrace that. Reach for higher. Strive for higher. There it is.
There
I've
it
had
is.
5 hours of sleep, ladies. Sorry. And then if you haven't discovered yet what you feel purposed for or passionate about, we're going to help you discover that today.
Yeah, and it's always fun when you can take professional and passion and put it together,
Yes.
but that doesn't always happen, right? And that's not always the case. So if that's the case for you, and it's not,
You are lucky. You should go play the lottery because that is not common.
It's hard to find. It's hard to find, but so often I think when you can realize and find out what you're passionate about, and I'm excited to talk more about finding that
Yes.
later. But you know, realizing too that you've got a great job potentially, or you've got a great opportunity that you might not love your job and don't get excited about going to work every day, but it allows you the time, the money, whatever the case is, to then do what you're passionate about. So
Yes.
keep that in mind too. It doesn't always have to be what, you know, makes you money. Great if it does, but
Yeah.
if it allows for the time for your passion, then that's a good thing too.
Yes. I think one of the best pieces of advice, I guess, and something I kind of led by example with once I learned how to do it, is when you find a niche that you like to do, whether it's, you know, knitting, crocheting,
What? I don't know. Did you just start with knitting and crochet?
I just hung out with my grandma yesterday, okay? No, just kidding. Let's try that again. So something I have found to work at discovering something you're passionate about, or how you can incorporate that with a professional side, your personality, just marketing yourself. Whatever you have that's a niche, like dancing, singing, I mean, you don't want to sing to everybody, but it could really get you in front of people so you're more personable. Whatever something that you're passionate about, even if it has nothing to do with your career, the profession that you're in, that the talent that brings, the inner side that it brings out of you is what really will gear towards incorporating that through. I need another word for, another word for incorporating?
Dictionary?
Webster.
Where are you when we need you, Webster? What's wrong with incorporating?
Because I already said incorporated. We're incorporating, we're touching.
What were you gonna say?
Basically, okay, forget it. Let's just find another word phrase. If you have something that you're passionate about, that you enjoy doing, you're talented at, that can merge into your professional career or your personality therein.
Yeah, and just bringing more of you out, I think, is what most people that you find that are very successful in whatever they're doing, they get to bring themselves out and allow for their personality to really show.
I think that it's authenticity. That's what it kind of coincides with. You know, if you've got something you're bringing in with your personality, with that niche, with that talent, you know, fitness or dance or, you know, being creative with videos. I love doing stuff like that. So that kind of incorporates what, there's that word again, that helps.
It encapsulates.
So brilliant. If you already have discovered your passion and your purpose, what would you say, Crystal, would be a really key way of embracing that and really encapsulating it? What would you say would be a good way of using that to propel yourself forward to higher heights?
Well, I think it's finding like-minded people is a big part of it. You know, really surrounding yourself with people that believe in and what you're passionate about, or you know what you're doing, and also just not ever giving up and realizing, especially if it's something new or you know that's not recognized as much, it might take a little while to get to where you want to with it, but realizing why you're doing it, like you were sharing in
Yeah.
the other video, when you know the why, the
When
how
the
makes
why
it all
is clear, the how is simple. A lot of times, we mentioned earlier, if you're in a career where you're kind of stagnant, it's paying the bills, it's getting you from point A to point B in life. You may find it hard to get some inspiration to really motivate yourself to go to the next level, and maybe find another way out to get into a different position or career that you feel you're really meant to be in. A lot of people are really afraid of change, in my experience, so they will stay in a position that's kind of keeping them at a standstill versus taking that risk and taking that chance and just getting out there. That happens a lot with commission-based jobs. It's scary. If you can plan it and have like a strategic methodical way of transitioning, like have something on the side that's going to really have that base that you need to
Have a
pay
side
the bills.
piece job.
Yeah, something on the side, a little dip on the side. Then it's
There you
okay. We always go
Just
there.
thinking about my side piece.
Yeah, you just want to make sure you're being smart about it. Some of us, like myself, in my experience, I just jumped in. I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to be great at it. And I like that I have that mindset because I feel it makes me more of a risk taker. But, I would recommend having something that you can rely on, that, little nest egg, that when you're going to make that switch, like Crystal did.
But it's getting
not-
low. It's
you're
getting
not-
low already.
You're not, struggling to get through. But I have to say that risk really did push me to make it,
Yeah.
because you can't eat what you don't kill. And if you don't do what you need to do, there's not going to be any, food on the table.
Yeah.
So I think it's all about your mindset. And I think if you where there's a will, there's a way. I'm full
one
of it
of-
today.
so
Full of
one
all
of-
the one-lining quotes.
And one of my mentors told me, do it like your life depends on it. If this is something that you really want and that you're jumping into a new career field, like I am with commercial real estate, but
She's
now
really
it's
awesome.
that point of do this like your life depends on it and
Yeah.
make it work. And I don't want to do any more career shifts, and changes.
Yeah.
And so this is where I see myself going, for the rest of my life. So doing that in a very, like you said, methodical way, and planning for it as much as you can. But there's just things in life happen, right, that you can't always plan for.
You can plan a pretty picnic, but you can't predict the weather.
It's true.
And I think too, what's very important is your support system, because there's a lot of people who can begrudge you or can give you the negative feed on everything. Oh, what if you can't do this? Or just all the negative words you don't need to hear.
Yeah.
So make sure, and you may be cutting a lot, like you may be weeding a huge garden of friends and even sadly relatives sometimes that are really not on board with your risk or what you want to do. And even if they're looking out for your best interest, you just really want to be surrounded by people that are encouraging, empowering you. And even if you don't have that, find a source, like I hope Crystal and I are for many of you out there.
There's a bee.
There's always a bee or a fly.
What's gonna get me?
I just really think it's important that you have something that is really inspiring your movement, whether it's a transition, new career, starting something fresh, even if it's just a personal thing. You want to make sure, if you don't have a good support system, it's really going to derail your progress and you just feeling really confident in yourself and encouraged.
And there's a quote that says something about success being a very lonely road, and I've just never really agreed with that. And I don't think it has to be. I mean, it can be to some degree, like you're saying. You might be weeding out some friends and family, but when you really surround yourselves with the right people and people that are up to big things, they're going to be behind you and they're going to support you and actually do everything they can to help you get there, which is a really great thing. So it doesn't have to be a lonely road. So that's one of those few quotes that I'm like, I don't believe
agree.
that.
I don't think so either. I concur.
Yes.
I think if you can find a specific industry you're interested in, you may not know exactly which area of that industry you want to get into. Like stuff that's kind of coupled together, insurance, mortgage, real estate. All of that is kind of a cohesive unit that you know, you can find a different area to work through.
Yeah, and you've figured out what you're really good at and what you're passionate about, and so yeah, just finding that right fit.
Yes.
For some people, it can take a while.
Yeah.
You know,
You may not always be good at what you're passionate about, but with practice, you know, you can get better, and it could always lead into another area of passion. Just don't do any crimes of passion. You don't want to go to jail. Yeah, you need to find that core, because like they say, you can't build a good relationship even with yourself, with anyone else, even in business, if the foundation is not solid. You can't build on quicksand, right? So we hope this was helpful for you ladies. Again, if there's anything, we love feedback. So if there's positive feedback, let me rewind. We love positive feedback. So if there's anything you girls want us to touch on or bring to topic and awareness, we would love to hear your thoughts. Anything that we can do to further inspire or just team up with you girls on moving this and supporting each other, Crystal and I are 110% about.
Absolutely. And we've got our event coming up in September. We'll get some more details to you guys on that, and look forward to our next special guest too.
Yes, we
Coming
have
soon.
somebody in the works. You guys are going to be super excited about this one. So anyway, you girls, enjoy the rest of your week. Make it a productive start next week. And signing off, Kalea and Crystal, Babes supporting babes, business,
Branding.
and event planning. Sparkling wine. So tell me about your date.
Oh my God, he looks like the really hot guy that used to be on Game of Thrones. Jason
Wait,
Momoa.
used to. Are you watching Game of Thrones tonight, by the way?
No, I haven't even watched any of the new episodes. I know.
Not.
I know.
Well, for those of you who are watching Game of Thrones tonight,
my date last night with like, what was his name?
supercalifragilistic.
He was married to the dragon lady, and then he like died.
Oh.
That's what I'm saying.
You went on a date with the guy that looks like the dead dude on Game of Thrones?
Yeah.
Aw. Back to you, Crystal, and your date.
We can talk about my date later.
Yeah, we'll talk about your dead date later. Back to motivation. What motivates you? Because I think that's a good segue to, again, find your purpose, embrace your purpose, expand your purpose,
Right?
and passion.
Yeah, and really thinking about what gets you up in the morning. Is it your kids? Is it, family? outside of the little alarm clock.
No, my mind went totally south. Okay, let's try that again.
What gets you up in the morning?
Well, I have more of a physical alarm clock. Yeah. Okay, so what gets you up in the morning? I promise I won't laugh.
Not everyone looks forward to going to work per se each morning.
Yeah.
But having that reason of getting out of bed, maybe it is for work. I know for me, I'm like excited about what I do, and I'm so ready and willing to, get going for the day because of that. Maybe it's your family, it's your kids, and maybe it's that Zumba class that you go to every day or a few times a week, or your gym or fitness, or what does that look like? And I think really figuring that out is a big part of just life.
Just something for yourself that's just for you and serving your self-purpose. It's going to develop more self-love, which is going to really encourage more motivation. And if I can do it, you can do it.
We'll go with that.
We'll go with that. I'm in trouble.
What time do you get off?
No TV for a week. If you guys didn't have a chance to...
Maybe I should go first.
You should go first.